Hello and welcome to part 7 of Every Spirit in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where we talk about the spirits in Smash Ultimate and their wide variety of origins and origin-adjacent histories. Today we're talking about the spirits that debuted in the tail end of the 1980s, 1989. So let's see what the end of the 80s has for us. Tatanga is the would-be alien conqueror of Sarasaland, first seen in Super Mario Land. In his debut, he kidnapped the kingdom's princess, fellow series newcomer Daisy, and flooded the land with his minions. Mario traveled to Sarasaland and thwarted the evil alien, ending with a climactic showdown between Mario's Skypop and Tatanga's Pagosu. In the sequel, Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins, it's revealed that Tatanga was working for Wario, distracting Mario so his rival could conquer Mario's own land. Mario would fight the alien again, in the Space Zone very fittingly, and the alien was never seen again. He's made a few side appearances in some early media, but generally speaking he's only brought up when describing the events of Daisy's debut and capture. In Smash Ultimate, Tatanga's spirit has you fight against Morton, matching Tatanga's size, dark color, and fangs, as well as his flying machine, the Pagosu. The stage you fight him on is Mario Galaxy, referencing Mario Land 2's Space Zone most likely, and the music that plays is the underground theme from his debut game. The conditions for the battle will make the enemy start the battle with a Super Scope, as well as make Super Scopes, ray guns, and motion sensor bombs spawn often. These are all referencing Tatanga's various weapons, his bombs and fire blasts. After being defeated, he can be equipped as a shield-type primary spirit, likely referencing his spaceship which defends him from most attacks. Yakuman player is a man who plays Yakuman, which you might find obvious, but you'd be amazed how many people don't get that. Yakuman is a series of digital mahjong games that began on the NES, or more accurately, the Famicom, in 1983. There have since been several other games bearing the Yakuman name, with Yakuman DS, the one with Mario characters, being perhaps the most well-known. As you'd expect, none of these games were ever localized, and the games themselves are just mahjong. Draw and discard various tiles until you have a winning hand, or even the valuable Yakuman hand, which is of course where the name Yakuman came from. As for the player himself, he's only seen on the cover of the Game Boy game and has never appeared in any actual Yakuman game, as far as I know. This is one of those series with no acknowledgement on any kind of online wiki, so I don't know, maybe he's in one of them. In Smash Ultimate, Yakuman's spirit has you fight against 4 villagers, representing how mahjong is generally a 4-player game. The stage you fight them on is Tamagotchi Life, representing a Japanese apartment complex, since mahjong is primarily a Japanese thing, and the music that plays is the Yuyuki medley, from another Japanese-exclusive Nintendo title. The rules for the battle make Daybreak parts spawn, referencing how you need to assemble mahjong titles in mahjong to create a winning hand. The conditions for the battle make the enemy easily distracted by said items, possibly referencing the gameplay idea of stealing tiles from other players to help yourself win. After being defeated, he can be equipped as a support-type spirit, and his effect is critical health attack up, possibly another reference to stealing points from other players by nabbing their tiles. This spirit is also able to be obtained by completing a challenge of acquiring a total of 5,000 gold or more. Goda is one of the bosses Kunio faced in Downtown Neketsu's story. Named Ivan in the American translation, River City Ransom, Goda is a kind and studious student, admired by many for his good heart. In spite of this, his debut appearance saw him roped into a conflict with rival schools, due to his sister, Sayori, being held hostage. Naturally, Kunio and Ricky punched his lights out, and they entered Raiho Academy. He has since made multiple appearances throughout the series, trying to stay out of the conflict until someone drags him into the crossfire, looks like. In Smash Ultimate, Goda's spirit is represented by DK and Diddy. DK represents Goda, and Diddy represents his friend Godai. The stage you fight them on is Onett, referencing the metropolis setting of River City, and the music that plays is Golden Forest, also representing some of the music heard in River City. The rules for the battle will make battering-type items spawn, referencing the battering items seen in River City, and the conditions for the battle will give the enemy's side special increased power, and make the enemy favor side specials. Donkey Kong's side special, the Headbutt, is a reference to Goda's signature move, also a headbutt. After being defeated, he can be equipped as a support-type spirit, possibly referencing how he has supported Kunio in the past, and the effect that he provides is Insta-Drop. Ryuichi and Ryuji are a pair of twin teens and martial arts masters introduced in River City Ransom. Named Randy and Andy in the American release, these two are fought in Raiho Academy and are the strongest enemies in the game. Ryuji fights with his fists, while Ryuichi fights with kicks, and combined they conquered their school and several neighboring ones as well, and even kidnapped Ricky's girlfriend Mami. Nicknamed the Dragon Twins, these two have made several appearances since their debut, and in fact, they were created as a pastiche of Double Dragon, another NES beat-em-up made by the same devs. For their spirit battle, you fight against two orange Ryus, matching their color, fighting skills, and even their names, funnily enough. The stage you fight them on is Wrecking Crew, matching the metro areas in River City. The music that plays is Flash in the Dark Wily Stage 1, referencing their debut on the NES and Famicom. The rules for the battle make Killing Edge items spawn, referencing River City's battering items. The conditions for the battle will give the enemy's side special increased power, and make the enemy favor side specials. Ryu's side special is a reference to the Dragon Twins' jump kicks. After being defeated, they can be equipped as a neutral-type primary spirit, with their effect being foot attack up. Again, referencing the Dragon Twins' jump kicks. Ninten is the main protag of the first Mother game, also known as Earthbound Zero, or Earthbound Beginnings. An average child living in the town of Podunk, his life is changed forever when he's attacked by his own lamp. This attack will be the start of his grand journey to stop an evil alien invasion, led by the devious... however you pronounce this word, mastering his latent PSI powers and meeting a variety of colorful characters and wacky monsters. This was also Ninten's only major appearance in anything, evidently being usurped by Ness in every category, including his design. His name was also commonly seen as a placeholder for nameable Nintendo protagonists in the 80s and 90s, though Ninten got to be the definitive holder of it. In Smash Ultimate, Ninten Spirit has you fight against 4 Nesses, referencing how similar Ness and Ninten are. The stage you fight them on is Magicant from Earthbound Beginnings, and the music is Be and Friends from Earthbound Beginnings. The conditions for the battle make the enemy's PSI attacks have increased power, make the enemy's Final Smash meter charge quickly, and make it a stamina battle. The PSI attacks and Final Smash are a reference to Ninten's powerful PSI moves, and the stamina battle is a reference to the HP system used in the Mother and Earthbound games. After being defeated, he can be equipped as a grab-type primary spirit, with his effect being PSI attack up, again referencing his potent PSI powers. Starman, not to be confused with the Mario item or Kirby enemy, is a species of alien enemies hailing from the Earthbound series. Introduced in Mother 1, the first variant seen is Starman Jr., a boss faced by Ninten in the Chokrim Zoo. Standard Starmen become regular enemies after reaching Spookane, and specialize in the lethal PK beam attacks. There's also Blue and Last Starman, even stronger variants that protect what's-his-name around the mountain of Mount Itoi. The species returned as Gygas' minions in Earthbound, with the Junior Man acting as the first boss of the game. The regular Starman are found exclusively in Stonehenge, and other variants seen here include Starman Super, Starman Deluxe, and the final Starman. Starman Spirit Battle has you fight against a Metal Ness, a metallic PSI user. The stage you fight him on is Lilac Cruise, referencing Starman being an alien, and the music is Unfounded Revenge / Smashing Song of Praise, an Earthbound boss theme. The rules for the battle make assist trophy enemies spawn, specifically Starman, and make star items spawn, referencing how Starman is obviously an alien with star in his name. The conditions for the battle will make it a stamina battle, referencing Mother's HP system. After being defeated, he can be equipped as a grab-type primary spirit, with his effect being PSI attack up, referencing his powerful PSI attacks, namely PSI beam. The Flying Men are a group of 5 Birdman brothers introduced in Mother 1. Found in the mythical land of Magicant, talking with them will cause them to join your party. While their level is maxed out and they have extremely powerful moves, they are still able to die, and if so, a tombstone will be erected by their house. If all 5 die, they're gone for good and cannot be recruited anymore. They also can't leave Magicant, so don't try to get cheeky and think you can cheat the game. Another kind of flying man appears in Earthbound as part of Ness's Magicant. While the original was made by Queen Mary, this new one is made by Ness, with the flying men meant to be representations of his courage. Regardless, they act the exact same, though their gravestones have some choice words if you allow them to die. In Smash Ultimate, Flying Man Spirit has you fight against 5 Mii Brawlers and Ness, referencing the 5 brothers and Ness, who recruited them in Earthbound. The stage you fight them on is Magicant, their homeworld, and the music is Magicant, the theme of their homeworld. The conditions for the battle will make it a stamina battle, referencing Earthbound's HP system. After being defeated, they can be equipped as an attack-type primary spirit, referencing their strength most likely, and their effect is initial damage 30%. Possibly referencing their ability to die and never be revived. This spirit is also able to be obtained through summoning, using the cores of Blaziken and Reporter and Wrestler. Blaziken is a humanoid bird, and Wrestler shares the same muscular stature as the Flying Man. Lloyd is a brilliant young inventor and one of Ninten's party members in Mother 1. Lloyd is found on the roof of Twinkle Elementary School, hiding from his bullies. Ninten brings him a bottle rocket as a peace offering, and the two become friends, with Lloyd joining him on his quest to save the Earth. While he can't use PSI, he makes up for it with his intellect, allowing him to use guns and rockets that the other 3 can't use. When the quartet saves the world from What's-His-Name's terror, Lloyd is given a hero's welcome when he returns to his school. Like Ninten, this game is Lloyd's only major appearance, with his role as the brainy kid with no PSI being filled by Jeff in Earthbound. In Smash Ultimate, Lloyd's spirit has you fight against Villager and Rob, representing Lloyd and Eve, a robot who we will talk about a little bit later. The stage you fight them on is Magicant from Earthbound Beginnings, and the music that plays is Being Friends from Earthbound Beginnings. The rules will make a Bob-omb festival occur, and the conditions will make it a stamina battle. The Bob-ombs are a reference to Lloyd's bomb weapons, and the stamina battle is of course another reference to the HP system in Earthbound. After being defeated, he can be equipped as a grab-type primary spirit, and his effect is Electric Attack Up, most likely representing his mechanical expertise. Anna is a young girl and budding psychic who joins Ninten in Earthbound 0. Prior to the game, Anna's mother went missing, leaving her to live with her father in the town of Snowman. Ninten and Lloyd find her lost hat, and she recognizes Ninten from her dreams, asking to join the group to find her mom. While she doesn't have the best offense or defense, she compensates by having a versatile pool of PSI moves, including Freeze, Thunder, Healing, and Beam. When the world is saved, she reunites with her mom, and keeps in close contact with Ninten via letters. Like Ninten and Lloyd, she hasn't made any major appearances, and had her role filled up by Paula in Earthbound. Anna's Spirit Battle has you fight against Villager and Ness, representing Anna and Ninten respectively. The stage you fight them on is Magicant from Mother 1, and the music that plays is Pollyanna, I Believe in You from Mother 1. The conditions for the battle make it a stamina battle, and make the enemy heal over time. The stamina is another reference to Mother's HP, and the healing over time is likely a reference to how Anna acts as the main team healer of the game. After being defeated, she can be equipped as a support-type spirit, since she supports Ninten on his adventure, and her effect is Franklin Badge equipped, possibly referencing either her PSI shields or how the Franklin Badge debuted in Mother 1 just like she did. Teddy is the leader of the Blah Blah Gang, yes that is their name, and the last party member encountered in Mother 1. Teddy meets Ninten at the theater Live House, where Ninten and Co. perform on stage. Teddy promptly challenges them to a fight, accusing them of taking out his gang members, but is impressed by their strength. He then boots Lloyd out of the group so he can join them, wanting to head to Mount Itoi to avenge his parents. Later, he's severely wounded by a massive robot and is saved by Lloyd, before being sent home to rest while Lloyd rejoins for the final battle. After said final battle, Teddy recovers, thankfully, and finds a new life singing at Live House. He also shares minimal similarities with any Earthbound party member, wielding swords like Pooh does, but otherwise being completely unrelated to the guy. In Smash Ultimate, Teddy's spirit has you fight against Little Mac, another muscular fighter type. The stage you fight him on is Onett, referencing his hometown of LA, which was also plagued with gangsters. The music for the battle is Beam Friends, from his debut game Mother 1. The conditions for the battle make the enemy's melee weapons have increased power, and make the enemy start the battle with a killing edge. Both of these are references to how Teddy was able to use sword weapons in Mother 1. After being defeated, he can be equipped as an attack-type primary spirit, likely referencing his high offensive stats. Eve is a large red robot built by Ninten's great-grandfather in the Mother series. After repairing a boat to cross a lake and mounting Toy, the party are sucked into an underground lab via a whirlpool. In said lab, they find Eve, who reveals that she was built by George to protect his great-grandson, Ninten. Eve has the highest stats of any party member, and is capable of one-shotting basically any enemy, minus a couple of bosses. She met her match when the party ran into the robot R7038XX, an upgraded version of two robots that were fought previously. Both machines destroy one another, and the seventh of the 8 melodies can be found within Eve's wreckage. In the GBA remake, Mother 1+2, she also provides the memory chip, which lets the party teleport to her remains on a whim. In Smash Ultimate, Eve is represented by a giant red Rob, another giant red robot. The stage you fight him on is Frigate Orpheon, representing George's lab, and the music that plays is Magicant, from her debut game, Mother 1. The rules for the battle will make Rob's defense and attack power go down after having taken enough damage, possibly referencing Eve's death at the hands of R7038XX. The conditions for the battle make the enemy's energy attacks have increased power, give the enemy super armor, and make it a stamina battle. The energy attacks and super armor are references to Eve's high offense and defense, and the stamina battle is likely another reference to Mother's HP system. After being defeated, she can be equipped as a shield-type primary spirit, likely representing how she protects Ninten. Goku and Chao are the main stars of the Japanese-exclusive Famicom title, Yuyuki. A parody retelling of an ancient Chinese fable, Goku is a sentient monkey boy that was banished to space for leading a raid on the heavens. He ends up on Earth via meteor impact and meets Chao, an all-new character not from the original fable, in fact. Suffering amnesia, Goku is adopted by Chao, who raises him and teaches him to speak. Goku is eventually imprisoned for his greedy, reckless way of life, causing Chao to go on a journey to find a legendary hammer to save him. Goku would eventually be freed on his own terms, and the two would continue on their own journeys, occasionally intersecting at various points. As you'd probably expect, these two have not made any major appearances since, but they do have two notable cameos in the Kirby series. Chao appears in the sound test for Kirby's Dream Land 2, and they both got a heart star to give for being reunited in Dream Land 3. And if any of you are wondering why Goku shares the name with a certain shonen anime protagonist, in point of fact, Yuyuki and Dragon Ball were both based on the same fable, Journey to the West. In Smash Ultimate, Goku and Chao's spirit has you fight against Diddy Kong and Villager, representing Goku and Chao respectively. The stage you fight them on is Town and City, referencing Chao's hometown, a small rural village. The music that plays is the very fitting Yuyuki medley. The rules for the battle will make Golden Hammer items spawn, representing the Gavel of Light, a golden hammer that Chao had to find to try and save Goku. After being defeated, they can be equipped as a shield-type primary spirit, which doesn't seem to be relating to anything in particular, I don't think. Cody is a reckless vigilante turned mayor of Metro City, first introduced in Final Fight. A cousin of the Street Fighter series, the Final Fight series saw Cody teaming up with his friend-slash-rival, Guy, trying to save his girlfriend Jessica from the Mad Gear Gang. Starting a new life as a vigilante after this, the sequel game, Final Fight Revenge, saw Cody trying to save Jessica from a partially rebuilt Mad Gear Gang, before being arrested for crimes committed by the gang member Poison. This Poison, in point of fact, I was actually kind of shocked to learn this. He would be integrated into the Street Fighter family starting with Street Fighter Alpha 3, where he broke out of prison following a riot, but he'd eventually do his time and rose to become the new mayor of Metro, while still doing some vigilanteing on the side. For Cody's Spirit Battle, you fight against a Blue Richter, a muscular warrior dressed in blue. The stage you fight him on is New Donk City Hall, referencing either his hometown of Metro City or his home stage, Skyscraper Under Construction. The music for the battle is Zangief Stage Type B, taken from the Street Fighter series. The rules for the battle will lower everyone's jump power and make battering items spawn. The lower jump power is a reference to Street Fighter being a grounded fighting game, and the battering type items are likely a reference to the sort of items you'd find in Final Fight. The conditions for a battle will make it a stamina battle as well, referencing Street Fighter's health bars. After being defeated, he can be equipped as a grab-type spirit, and his effect is Strong Throw, both possibly referencing his projectile moves from both Street Fighter and Final Fight. Trevor C. Belmont is one of the legendary Belmont clan and the first to have destroyed Dracula. During the year 1476, monsters began to plague the land, presumably created by the soon-to-rise Drac. As a last resort, Trevor was asked to investigate, after having been shunned by society for his supernatural powers. On his quest, he made 3 allies who all had their own motives for destroying Dracula. Together, they made it to the throne room, with Trevor using the vampire killer to end him once and for all, ending his reign for at least the next few years, and making the Belmont name honored and respected. He would return in Curse of Darkness, where he battled a cult of Dracula worshippers, and was also summoned by Elagos in Grimoire of the Souls. In Smash Ultimate, Trevor's spirit has you fight against Simon, Palutena, and Sheik, referencing Trevor and 2 of his allies, Sypha Belnades and Grant Dynasty, respectively. The stage you fight them on is Dracula's Castle, from the original Castlevania, and the music that plays is Beginning, a song taken from Castlevania 3. The rules for the battle will make assist trophy enemies spawn, specifically Trevor's ally, Alucard. After being defeated, he can be equipped as a shield-type primary spirit, likely referencing him saving his allies and the world from the terror of Dracula. Alucard is the half-human, half-vampire son of Dracula, and a major character in the Castlevania series. He made his debut in Castlevania 3, where he challenged Trevor to a fight to see if he could defeat Dracula. Trevor won, of course, and Alucard joined him to destroy his father. Afterwards, he put himself into a deep sleep to ease the guilt of his committed patricide. He would awake in 1797, just in time for his most important role in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Here, Alucard got to be the main hero, traveling to Dracula's castle to slay his father himself, due to the current Belmont, Richter, being brainwashed by the villainous vampire. Alucard won, of course, and he's since made several more appearances in the series, sometimes by way of alias, keeping tabs on his father and ensuring that he does not rise again. In Smash Ultimate, Alucard is represented by Simon, who in fact represents Alucard's ally Trevor. The stage you fight them on is Dracula's Castle from Castlevania, and the music is Dracula's Castle, which worked as Alucard's theme in Castlevania Judgment. The rules for the battle will make assist trophy enemies spawn, of course those being Alucard. After being defeated, he can be equipped as a shield-type primary spirit as he tries to protect the world from Dracula, and his effect is Sword Attack Up, referencing his proficiency with sword weapons. And that is all the spirits who debuted in 1989. And by proxy, that's also every spirit who debuted in the 1980s! The oldest members of the Smash Bros. Extended family have all been documented. Which means that next time we'll begin to explore the spirits who debuted in the 1990s. A, far larger collection, let's say.